Welcome back to Tuesday Night Pro Scrims. Revan, Mr. X, compLexity versus Curse. Curse, they currently lead the series 3-1. Moving to the next map, it's going to be Search and Destroy on the map Express.
Yeah, and I think on Express, the one thing I want to look out for is I want to see more variation on offensive strategies. Usually we just see standard A pushes and maybe delayed B pushes, but I think there's a huge opportunity to get extremely creative with class setups and strategies and just catch teams off guard with their basic defensive setup.
Maybe a mid push with a smoke grenade paired with cold-blooded. That could be effective to protect you from the dual band sights. I mean, I don't know, but I agree with you there. I mean, there are two main pushes you're going to see from offense. You're going to see the standard A push and then the delayed B push, and then defense to counter that. What they do is initially they'll send 3 guys B, and then 2 of them will rotate back if they don't see a rush from the offense.
Right, and I think, I mean, we pretty much see the same standard play from both teams each round. I think if you were to throw in maybe everybody just jump up the train and go into their exit, into their, like, not their checkered hallway, but their stairs and flood down that way and push bottom that way. I think that's something you would see catch the defensive teams completely off guard, and they don't know how to really rotate over that way. So it would be a huge advantage to come up with some strategies like that.
Well, that's something you got to talk to your team about. Tell them to do something crazy, and then if it works, I'm sure a lot of other teams would follow. But in the meantime, 3-on-2 situation favoring Curse. TP does find one over near his hedges, but it's going to be Miracles in the round, and he killed him as he picks up Crimsix and TP. We're going to see how it happened one more time in slow motion.
And Miracle's just been going off the whole series. I mean, hard point and Search and Destroy. I mean, the CTF was a pretty lopsided game, so it happens. But in the first Search and Destroy, he almost came out and got a hailstorm right away. Let's see if he can redo that magic again.
Miracles is looking like such a great pickup for Curse gaming so far in this pro scrim. He's going to have a slow start here on offense, which usually that's going to mean they're going to go A, but actually he's going to rotate back, and, you know, getting that late start, that could really mean the difference between rushing into B and making it successful, or if you get the late start, you can get taken out pretty easily. Yeah,
if you're going to go B, I think you have to commit right away if you're going to go B. Because if you get a late start and they can get kind of set up in the better positions inside that huge hallway, it's very difficult.
All right, so you see compLexity there being pretty aggressive over near the A-bomb site, which I really like. I like when defense is aggressive in general. It could really catch the offense off guard if they're not prepared for it. So for compLexity, you got Clayster. He's hanging back, waiting for the B rotation. Aches, he's kind of pushed up, waiting for these players to come out of lockers. So now Twiz and Miracles, they reveal themselves. So it's going to be Aches looking around for the kills. Does find one here. Miracles, though, is going to get the jump as he picks up the kill on the Aches.
Right, and you know, one thing we saw out of Optic Gaming during the 2000 series is that on defense, they varied the pace. So you couldn't really predict where they were going to be on offense. You know, a lot of the teams, they'll get to power positions on defense, and they'll just kind of sit around and they'll wait, you know. But Optic, some rounds they would just sit and wait at power positions, and then some rounds they would just push all guys on defense, which it made extremely difficult for the offense to just really get in a groove.
Yeah, so just throwing, you know, the other team off, changing up the pace of the game could be very effective, especially in Search and Destroy. But now Miracles working towards a Hellstorm missile as he saw in the first Search and Destroy, but he's got to get past Steepy and Clayster to do so. Also has the bomb in hand, so if he gets this bomb plan off, he's going to be even closer. He's going to be working with compLex here. Found one over near the hedge. Looks like that's going to be TP. Does challenge. Picks up the kill, but he's getting shot at. Clayster will shut him down just short of Scorch Streaks. And now the bomb is dropped over near the A bomb site. compLexity has to go for the bomb plant, but it looks like as he picks up the bomb, he still wants to search around for the kill.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see if he goes for the kill on the bomb plant. Ooh, picks him a nice kill right there on Clayster. And I like that play, especially because he knew kind of where Clayster is, and he's a submachine gun, especially against an AR. And to go and try and plant the bomb and then kill him from top train, it's an extremely difficult spot. So to push him, I think is the right play there.
Yeah, if you're Clayster, you got to check the bomb to see if he's planning. compLexity knows this. He knows that the bomb is down near the bomb site, and if Clayster is set up near the train tracks, which of course he knew, there are 2 positions he's going to go to. It's either going to go to the closer ramp or the far ramp. You're never going to see someone jump inside the train. It's just going to make way too much noise as you do it.
Exactly, yeah.
So compLexity knew this, predicted correct, and picked up Clayster there in the round-ending kill camp. But now compLexity, they find themselves back on offense. So far, Curse only got one guy at A, and that was Blindfire, who just got taken out. So you're going to see Twiz rotate over and compLexity get there as well.
Right, and another big kill out of that round is actually stopping Miracles from getting his score streaks. He was up to 5 kills, and he had the bomb. And I believe he was planning the bomb when he died, so you know he probably would have gotten streaks or been extremely close right there.
So now 4-on-3 situation. Bomb does go down at the A bomb site. Clayster's on your screen, and he's in a position to do some damage. You got compLexity and Twiz right around the corner, finds one, or at least he sees the shadows. He's going to peek out, finds complex, picking up that kill. So now it's all up to Twiz here in a 1-on-2. Make it a actually, it was a 1-on-3, my fault there. Now it's a 1-on-2. Look there, as soon as Cleaster died, but he still has to get past TP and Crimsix here, but there just might not be enough time left.
Right, you know, Krim was up in top control, and we've seen Ricky play his position well hundreds of times, especially with the bomb planter today. You know, takes out Twiz right there. And it's so difficult as a sub to push down the 2 bushes and get to that bomb, especially with an AR in top control.
All right, so Krim, he's going to pick up the kill now. I like what Twiz did there, even though, you know, he died at the end, didn't win the round. He forced compLexity to make a kill onto him. Instead of the bomb blowing up and feeding 300 score, you know, even though there was clearly not enough time left on the bomb when he picked it up, you know, compLexity, they didn't know exactly when he picked it up. So they had to pick up that kill. So smart play coming from Twiz.
Yeah, that was an extremely smart play, you know. I actually like that play, especially if, well, either way, if he's not building towards streaks, you're going to die anyway. It's just an easier way to eliminate streaks from the other team, especially on search and destroy. Streaks are definitely, this map not as big as other maps, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of cover that you can work with around this map, making a Hellstorm missile, a lightning strike. You know, they're still useful, but they're not as useful as, let's say, on a map like Raid, where it's very wide open, not much cover around the map. But now it's going to be Miracles leading the way for Curse inside the bomb site. Gotta check his corners here, and he's gonna find Aches. Easy kill for him, but it's gonna be TP with the cleanup kill. Let's switch on board with the defender here. Never mind, he's dead. Blind fire with the cleanup kill.
Right, now we're gonna have a 3-on-2 right now, and it looks like actually 3-on-1. Clayster, the only one alive, but he's got this sniper rifle going around the back, and he couldn't do damage with that.
Yeah, makes 1 kill happen there as he takes out blind fire. So it's up to compLex and Twiz here. And it looks like Twiz, he's just going to back up all the way to Clayster's initial bridge. So Clay, he's got some work to do here as both players are quite far spread out for Curse, which, you know, I really like. But Twiz, he's going to pick up the kill there. But I like that they're spreading out in that instance because Clay, he's got to check both sides of the map, which obviously takes a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, and it's extremely difficult to do, especially with only 30 seconds left on the clock, like you said. And especially with Twiz with a sniper rifle, he can watch the bomb from pretty far away. And then to put a guy in lockers, I like that setup from Curse.
So with that setup, Curse, they take a 3-1 lead in Search and Destroy. In fact, let's take a look at our scoreboard. And wow, Miracles continuing to impress on tonight's Pro Scrim. He's 8-3. It looks like Aches, he's going to team kill Glacier right there. I'm not sure what was going on.
Yeah, they said we have the rules wrong.
Oh, what'd you do?
I don't know. What do we have wrong?
I don't know, man. You're the one setting up the rules here. I trusted you.
What's wrong with them?
Usually it's me getting the rules wrong, but I haven't gotten them wrong twice in one round in one matchup before.
I don't do rules, man.
You should know the rules though. Let's see what you got wrong.
What
go through every single rule with me now. Mr. X has the host.
The time is wrong. They said.
The time?
We got our asses
on what?
handed to us.
I don't know.
I wasn't really paying attention there. I was just kind of watching the action.
Yeah, see? You don't even know.
I trusted you to get the rules right though. I mean,
I asked you. I'm like, is this correct?
Mr. X is
yeah,
hosting.
It's fine.
His Xbox has an open net. Mine is on strict. Let me see what you got here.
The rules are good.
Edit game rules. 2 minutes. Come on.
2 minutes, bro. I
what are you
showed
doing?
you it.
It's
And
a
you said
minute
the
and a
rules
half.
are right.
You didn't show me crap, Mr. X.
That's a lie. Before the game, I said, "Are these right, Rev?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, sure." Yeah.
I trusted you. I had my full and utmost trust. I thought you knew the rules. I mean, being the coach for compLexity, you know,
I asked you.
You should
the
know
rules,
all this
man.
stuff.
I don't. At events, I don't go to the Xboxes and make the rules. Who's that, Revan?
Not me. The players set up the game at events, so.
Okay.
Blame Mr. X, guys. Get it trending on Twitter. Usually it's blame Revan.
Blame Revan.
This is the second time Mr. X has
Revan's never
done
watched the
this
Super Bowl.
tonight.
He flustered me.
What does that have to do with getting the rules wrong?
Everything. Well, the game started.
So here we go. It's a 3-1 score favoring Curse here, so keep that in mind. They only need to win 3 more, I believe, and compLexity, I think they only got 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they got to win 5. But compLexity, they're going to be making an 8 push here. You got the bomb carrier Teep. Let's switch over to him as he's going to lead the way into the bomb side. They just took out Blind Fire and Miracles to open things up here.
Yeah, those are 2 huge kills. You know, getting that two-man advantage right now. You can plant the bomb, and it allows one player to play a little more aggressive and roam.
All right, now Twiz finds himself as the last player alive in a 1-on-4 situation. I think now you got to find somewhere and jump off the map or, you know, force them to kill you here.
Yeah,
but he's going to find the pick on the clay. And there you go, he gets taken out.
Yeah, but no, at least you got a kill, right? You're going to go out swinging.
Better than nothing, right?
Right. But you know what? I like the A push right there because it wasn't just like a delayed. You know, a lot of times people go to A and then they kind of just sit there and wait for the other team to get set up, or they get there and then they just kind of sit and then they let the team rotate over from the bottom side. You know, that was a strong A push just straight through and just get the bomb down right away.
And I prefer that over the slow push to A because we all know what defense does. They go to B up the start, then they rotate back. So compLexity's like, well, we're going to take advantage of that time when, you know, you're rotating back to push in, take control of the bomb site. They did exactly that, and they just put up their second round win. Keep in mind, it's 3-2 in total rounds because Mr. X got the rules wrong.
Yeah, I know that was Rev that got the rules wrong.
It was Mr. X. Mr. X wrong rules.
It was Ron. He got the rules wrong.
Blame Ron, everybody. Oh, keep in mind, if we hit 10,000 viewers, our producer Ron will twerk on stream.
You can't even say it right.
Twerk. But back into the action here. 3-on-2 situation. You see compLexity, they pick up quite a few kills around the map, and now it's all the blind fire. Never mind, Aches picking up the 2-piece here in the rat ending kill cam. compLexity, they are going to tie things up in terms of total round count. Let's watch it one more time. Aches finds one next to the bomb sign. Then oh hey, blind fire.
What are you doing there? Jumping out the window. That was a song, wasn't it?
I think so.
It's like a really bad rap song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sing it.
I don't know the words.
Search and destroy.
But I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
He's climbing in your windows, right?
No. I don't know what. I don't know that song. No. I'm climbing in your windows. That's a.
Never mind then.
Okay. Anyway.
We'll come back to it another time.
compLexity on offense.
But Crim did get taken out very early on in the round, and now it's going to be Aches leading the way into top control here. Now, who's over near the A-bomb side before Curse? It's going to be Complex, Blind Fire, and Twist. So compLexity losing Crim6 off the start of the round. That's going to take a lot of power out of their push here.
Right, and it's going to allow Curse to play a lot more passive on defense and just set up at A and just play off these head glitches, which right now would probably be a good time to start rotating back over towards B with the bomb for compLexity.
And you see Miracles highlighted on your min-map. Looks like he's going to choose to do a flank a bit later in the round, but Aches will spot this, so finding Miracles on the flank, that's definitely helpful, but now he's the last player alive. Miracles will be pushing him in, and Aches is trapped in this corner. He's going to try to make a play happen, and Twiz is going to pick up the snipe as Curse retake the lead here at Search and Destroy on Express.
Yeah, that was just smart plays from Curse. You know, they just got picks really easily, you know. And it was always just one guy at a time. There was never really any attempt to kind of bait and switch from compLexity or trade to kills. It was just really Curse just set up and just kind of the compLexity guys going one by one. And
you know what I'm wondering right now? Why did it take the players so long to notice the rules are wrong?
Because the players don't know the rules anyway.
Destroy the objective.
I guess it's everybody's fault. I'll take some of the blame for you, Mr. X.
You should.
I'll be out here, but it looks like Miracles is going to try to switch things up here, rushing right into B. He gets stunned, and luckily for him, no one from compLexity is going to push, but he gets taken out by Crim6's grenade. Complex with the bomb in his hand is posturing for the plant, but they really want to try to make at least one pick, try to even up the numbers before they get this bomb down.
Right, and he's in an extremely difficult spot right now. When they know they're in B, they're just flooding in from every way possible. And I believe he's the last one alive, and makes a nice play right there, and it looks like Crim's going to push up to get him.
So it was a 4-on-2 when that bomb went down. Do you agree with him going for the plant right there? Because ultimately, you know, in the end, you potentially feed 100 points to the bomb diffuser.
Well, I think right there, in that situation, you're kind of pinned in that ticket booth. You really have no choice but to try and plant the bomb to get a pick, because as a defending team, why would you push into there to try and get him out? There's really no reason to. So I think his best situation was to plant the bomb and then hopefully just look at one of those exits and catch the guy coming down right away and trying to defuse.
So just trying to bait him out of their position with the bomb plant. I like the idea, but it didn't work out in the end for Curse. So.
And here we go. We're going to see a different strategy right now, pushing up the train into the exit. And I believe I mentioned this before the start of the game, so let's see if it works. And it didn't.
No, not even close. Aches now last one alive, 1-on-4, but I like the idea. So they're pretty much saying it's too risky to go down the ramp if we want to rush B. A stun grenade and EMP grenade will give us up very early on in the round. So what if we jump through our bridge and fight down the stairs
see, how would that kind of... I think that rush probably would have worked. I believe Clay went bottom to snipe. So
you need someone going hallway, though.
I think you need to send that one guy that you sent to the checker hall into the actual hallway, because if he gets picked in checker, you pretty much know it's a B push, because you wouldn't send one guy there and then everybody A. That would make no sense.
Maybe if you go for a pre-snipe, but I do agree, you know, sending someone down the ramp could be indicative of a B push. As Curse, they forget the bomb. But I think if you really want to make that push work, you need someone going through a hallway, maybe pitching from the booth. Because if you just rely on exiting from your bridge side of the map, it's just such a small, narrow area part of the map. So if they take control of the middle stairs, which they're going to do if they're going to push down into B, you know, 3 guys are going to take control of the stairs near the bomb site. How are you going to exit from your bridge opening?
No, it's extremely difficult. You're right.
All right, so back into the action. 4-3 situation. Bomb does go down for Curse here over near the B bomb site. So they got the initial pick thanks to compLexity here taking out crimsix, and they got the bomb down. So much different from their last offensive round. Twiz, oh man, Ace lays down right in front of him. Can't pick up the kill. Ace with 2 now, and it's all up to Miracles. 1-on-2 situation. Finds 1. There goes Ace now. He's got to get past Clayster, and Clayster's on the chase. Is he going to check his corners? Yes, he is. They meet up here. Clayster comes out on top, and compLexity, they are going to take their 5th round here, as he's looking around for some trophy systems to destroy, but he will get this defuse.
Yeah, and that was just a huge play from Clayster, you know, always checking his corners, always making sure. And if I was, Miracles made the smart play there, you know, to run away, try and buy as much time as possible. And if he ran all the way out, he probably doesn't have enough time to go check the bomb. So that was really his only option right there.
So you're going to see Clayster one more time. This is why you check your corners, boys and girls. Finds Miracles there, picks up the kill. So let's take a look at the total round count here. So the game says 4-2, but we know before Mr. X got the rules wrong,
5-5.
it was 3-1. So yeah, it's 5-5. This is technically round 11. So do or die time for both teams. compLexity, they don't want to mess around going to the B bomb site, it looks like. They just want to play it standard here. Maybe they do an aggressive A push, but Clay, he's got an RCXD to use, and he's going to clear out the bomb site with it.
Right, and it can also be used more of like the camera to search around on this side too. I believe you should really push the RC up with the bomb, so if the bomb can come out and you can draw that guy out at those bushes, you can try and get a pick, but it seems like they destroyed the RC.
Yeah, it was immediately picked off by, I think it was blind fire from Curse, but Miracles, he's being a bit ambitious towards the middle of the train tracks. Let's actually switch to him, as it's going to be the defense trying to make the opening picks here. Miracles making some plays, but he gets picked off by Ace, maybe a little too aggressive there.
Yeah, and it's an extremely loud jump up, that jump up to here. You know, when you're top control, then unless the bomb's planted or you have man advantage and you're pushing a guy into the trains and jumping up, that's an extremely hard play to make, and it might have been a little forced right there from Miracles.
All right, so as Twiz spots Teep going for the bomb plant, it's going to be Blindfire picking up that kill, but now it's all to Twiz. 1-on-3 situation. Ace is going for the bomb plant here. Twiz will find 2 players to his right. Bomb goes down, immediately takes out Ace. Now 1-on-2, looking around for some more players. Can Twiz do it? Can Twiz clutch out, search and destroy on Express for his team? Look at the mini-map. Clayster dropped all the way back to the bridge. crimsix is around the corner. Twiz will find him here, making it a 1-on-1. Clayster versus Twiz. Good stuff so far from Twiz, but he's still got one more player to get past. And he's just spotted him on top of the train. He's going to switch to the sniper and challenge here. Oh, man, Clayster. Time is on his side, though. Here comes Twiz. He's making his way along the train. Clayster just dropped all the way back, and I think this might do it. Yes, he will. Clayster picks up the kill, but I didn't think there would be enough time, even if Twiz picked up that kill. There were only around 13 seconds right now when he challenged here. So smart plays from Clayster, just backing up, knew that Twiz would challenge, and he picks up the kill there. compLexity, they win Search and Destroy Express.
It's an extremely smart play from Clayster, you know, to recognize that Twiz, he had a sub also, you know, to push him. He wasn't going to push with his sniper rifle, so he ran all the way almost to the back of the map, because if he would have gotten even a few further steps back, he had about, what, 12 seconds left on the bomb, you'd say? He probably doesn't have enough time to get back and defuse it, and just smart plays out of Clayster right there.
All right, so after you got the rules on compLexity, they're still able to win. A 9-5 for Ace. He finished on top for his team there. But now it's only a 1-map deficit for compLexity. They're down 3-2 overall in map count in the Pro Scrims. So we're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's going to be map number 6, Capture Flag. Can compLexity tie it up?